Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Doug Freidman Show. And that's Freidman. We are live here at Undefeated Media. As you guys can see, if you're watching us live here, B-Rock is in the building. What's up, B-Rock? Can't even hear us. He's editing. So B-Rock's in the building. He's editing over there. We said hello. Yeah, buddy. I'm just saying. No, your mic's on. You can say hello.
How's it going?
But I was just telling everybody you're editing, so you probably can't even hear me. But yeah, B-Rock's in the building. He's working diligently, editing some nice footage from what I believe is Jeffrey Krentzman, the barbecue cleaner, and a podcast called Mind Your Puckin' Business. You should definitely check it out. It's filmed here at Undefeated Media. So yeah, we are live. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please put them in the comments section because we can bring them up and answer them live. There we got Finn tuning in, Undefeated Baby. Absolutely. So yeah, Rachel's in the other room. She's editing for Convey Art Gallery. And then we also have Connor, who I believe is working for some Get Up with Gary clips that we're going to be putting up momentarily, which are all shot here in Undefeated Media Studios. As you can see, we have the nice little setup here. And this is the Doug Freidman Show where I'm going to be giving away and just, answering any questions you have, but just giving away free marketing and social media tips and tricks. So if you have any questions, please put them in the comments section and I will answer them live. So it's going to be a fun little 20 minutes or so of just, free content, free marketing materials. We do have some emailed questions in. Let's pull up some of those here. First one we got is, will marketing be automated? There's a lot of things you can do to automate your marketing, but will it just overall be an automated system when replace humans from doing it? Absolutely not, because a robot doesn't have a heartbeat and a robot can't tell a story. And those are the two most important things when marketing. You want to tell a great story and tell a story that people care about. And one thing that we find with our clients, a lot of people, some of them are our clients, some people aren't, they believe that they could make an ad and put it in front of 1 million people, and automatically people are going to buy from them their services, their materials, whatever they're selling, right? But that couldn't be further from the truth, because what the content is and what your marketing message is and the artistic value and the information of the actual piece of content is a huge factor. I believe it's more than 50% of a factor. I believe it's two things. I believe the content that you put out there and how many people and the analytics that you the money you put behind it to make sure people actually see it go hand in hand. I think it's 50-50, but I would even go more that the content and what you say matters. If you put up a terrible video and the whole world sees it, no one's going to care. It's a terrible video, right? And vice versa. If you have a great video, you got some great advertising, but no one sees it, what's the point? It's like, if a tree falls down in the woods and no one's around it to see it, does it make a sound? We don't know, right? So it's two factors. One, you need to have a good story. You need to have a good piece of content. And two, people need to see it, right? So good question. Keep the questions coming in. We are live here. So I do want you to put questions in the comments section and I'll answer them live. Right, B-Rock?
Yeah.
I'm testing him. I know he can't hear me, but every once in a while we'll kick it over to B-Rock. So B-Rock says yes. Great. That was a good marketing question. Let's go. Do we have any social media questions here? Oh, I also put an Instagram story. Let's check those. I also put up an Instagram story. If you wanna follow us on Instagram, let me put that up for you guys. at Doug Freidman, FREI, and also at Undefeated Media. We also have some questions. I put up a little Instagram story. We can put your question in here and we can answer that live as well. Let's see if we have any good ones. All right. So, which social media is best for businesses? That's a good question. There is no best right now. Each one of these social media platforms are like a tool in a toolbox. Each one of them has pros and cons. Each one of them does something different. You wouldn't want to use a screwdriver to hammer in a nail. So each one of these platforms have pros and cons and benefits and features that you would want to use. For example, if I'm throwing an event and if I'm throwing a networking event, right? And I want people to come and know information about the event. The people that are attending and have bought tickets, I want to give them information and what they should know. If I'm running an event, I would want to make a Facebook event page. I can't do that on Instagram. So if I'm running an event, I'm going to make sure I have a Facebook event page, right? That's my tool that I want to use. I'm going to market it on LinkedIn. I'm going to market it on Instagram. I'm going to show pictures and videos on all the platforms. But if I'm running an event, I'm going to use Facebook and make sure that I have attendees and I can communicate with them and sell tickets and so on and so forth. If I, since we're on the subject of Facebook, if I want to start a group and have a Bergen County business group, which we do have, send me a DM. I'll send you a link. We have some of the best businesses in the Bergen County area kind of in this group helping each other. So if you're interested in that, definitely, hit me up and we'll put you in that group. But if I'm starting a group and I want to keep people communicating with each other and working together, again, that's going to be a Facebook feature. There's no Instagram groups. There's no Instagram group page, right? You can have a line of messaging. You can have an inbox where you have like a group chat, a group message. But if I'm, having a group page, the best way to do that would be Facebook. So moral of the story is there's no one platform that's better than them all. They all have different features. Now, there are platforms that rise in popularity quickly, and there's some platforms that die off. So, for example, MySpace. MySpace used to be a thing. MySpace used to be super popular. MySpace was kind of replaced by Facebook. So yeah, if you weren't able to take your followers or your fans from MySpace and bring them to another platform, all that hard work and effort went down the drain. So that's why we tell our clients we want to put all our eggs in different baskets. We don't want to put all our eggs into one basket. So what we do is we do the thing that we know it's tried and true, and we know we have a following, right? We want to pay attention to that, but we also want to put a couple eggs into another basket. TikTok is growing super fast, and it's probably one of the most used social media platforms today, as of today, which is December 2nd, 2021. So when we go back in the archives and pull out this clip, you can see from December 2nd, 2021, TikTok's probably the most used platform today. There's clients that I hear that say, I don't want to do a TikTok dance. I don't think that'd be good for my business. Okay, granted, I hear you, but guess what? You don't need to do a TikTok dance on TikTok. These things evolve. Just like business owners would tell me, I don't need to be on Instagram. It's for the kids. Now everyone's fighting for real estate on TikTok. I mean, on Instagram. Everyone's fighting for views on Instagram. So what used to be for kids is now for everybody. Facebook started off as a college app. You got a college email, you would sign up, and it was for college students so they could communicate with each other and like, oh, what class do you have? Oh, I'm coming to school, at the end of the summer. And they would I think Facebook started the year I went to college. I was like the first generation to use Facebook, and I knew half the kids I was going to school with before I even got to school. Which was great. You already made friends before you even saw them in real life in person. So, yeah, TikTok's growing super fast, more and more every single day. Our older generation or adults who aren't dancing are on the platform. For those of you just tuning in, we just saw the numbers spike up, so I must have said something interesting. For those of you just tuning in, we are live. So if you put a question in the comments section, I could pull it up and I can answer it live with you today. We do have just came in. We have one. Connor, my friend Connor, he says, how much does music and audio play a role in your social media? I think it plays a big role. I think so. I mean, not only with social media, but there's a George Lucas quote where it's either George Lucas or Steven Spielberg, where he says, you know, 50% of the reason why Star Wars or is Indiana Jones, one of these movies did so well is because the audio effects really bring to life the visual effects. And it's totally true. So if you're watching, Star Wars with the lasers and the lightsabers and all that stuff, the sound effects bring it to life. If you watch it on mute, you might not be as tricked. You know what I mean? Your brain might, be like, yeah, that's not really a spaceship, but the audio brings it to life and brings it all together. Same thing with like social media clips and social media posts. If you're just sitting there and talking, which is fine if you're doing like a live, but if you have like these social media posts and you're like showcasing your day or like what your business does or a tour of the office, some nice music is going to play a huge role and keep people engaged and keep people interested. If you have nice, fast-paced, fun music, it's going to bring those emotions out. And if you have something that's probably more serious of a topic and more dull and you have like those moody tones in there, it's going to bring the video all together. So great question, Connor. Thank you for asking a question. Like I said, we are live and we're answering questions live today, or you can go to Instagram and send the question to my Instagram. That's at Doug Freidman. Let's see what else we got here. This is an interesting one. What social media does Nike use? Nike uses every social media. I mean, these big companies 10 years ago, you could have said these bigger brands don't believe in social media, but I think we're at a point where those big wig board members who, really put a strangle on their marketing team are letting them breathe and letting them do stuff. So I'm pretty sure if you went on to TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, I'm pretty sure Nike is going to have a social media page. I still deal with it today. With older generations, they don't see the value in social media. So we try to show them how it works and the tools that they could use for their business. Sometimes they don't listen. Sometimes they don't get it. But, my favorite quote is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. So, we do a pretty good job of utilizing not only the production value. We got 3 cameras set up in here with the podcast microphones. B-Rock's editing right next to me. He's got a microphone. We're in the podcast studio. We also have a green screen room right next to this studio. And then another studio next to that, which is the YouTubers room. So we put a lot of time and effort into the production side of things. And then the other half of our business is the social media management and marketing. I believe social media marketing gives you the best bang for your buck. One, it's absolutely free. No, Facebook's not charging you to post anything. Instagram's not charging you to post anything. So you're able to use these tools and get your message out. Whereas back in the day before social media, you had to pay to have like an ad in the local newspaper. You had to pay to be on TV. You had to pay to be on the radio. These gatekeepers, you can get your message out and get your word out absolutely free. Now, the other side of it is this content that you put out there for free on Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 blah. Like I said before, the content matters. So you want to put out content that showcases you as a business, makes you look professional as a business should, and not that you're just running around with the camera phone. There are times and places for that. There are times like Instagram stories, there are time and places for every type of post. So, if you look at Nike's, we're on the topic of Nike still, right? If we look at Nike, I'm sure they have really high quality $1 million videos with like LeBron James or Dwayne Wade had a really nice Nike commercial. I'm sure that was like really expensive to put together with high quality cameras and a big budget, but I'm also sure that they have, clips of like past games or just like a simple picture of a new sneaker that's coming out. So I don't believe we're in an era right now where we used to say, I don't even know if they have a social media page. I'm pretty sure all the big businesses have, got their shit together and have a team now. But not too long ago, some businesses didn't. And you know, still today in this local area of Bergen County, there's some businesses that don't see the value in social media, which is great for you because they're leaving a lot of money on the table and you can do what you want to do for a living or what your passion is, because all it takes is you to start posting and start telling people about your passion and what you want to do for a living and what you're interested about. Great question. Reminding you guys, we are live here. So if you have a question, please put it in the comments section and we'll answer it live for you in real time. Thank you for being here and tuning in. But I'm just basically giving away the farm. I'm giving away all the tips and tricks when it comes to marketing, social media, how we make our videos here at Undefeated Media. If you want to check us out, it's at Doug Freidman, Freidman, and at Undefeated Media. And let's keep it going. How does social media help businesses? I mean, we kind of went over some of them just now. Your content and what you do is being viewed by your potential customers for free. So it's free marketing. That's one huge way how social media helps businesses. It's getting people to know you exist, getting people to know what you do. So it's a huge help for a business. So put in the comment section if you want me to go deeper into that. But I think we pretty much just covered that. Let's see what else we got here. What social media do teens use? I mean, they're on all of them. And there's probably one or two of them that they're on that they're not even on our radar yet. The younger generation gets onto these platforms first. They want to get away from their parents. They want to get away from family members. They want to, be in their own little clique and they want to interact and show like what they're doing. They don't want to be babysat, right? So like it kind of evolves. So like I said before, Facebook was a college app. You had to have a college email to be on Facebook, right? So as those people grew up and got older and had kids, guess what? The grandparents want to see pictures of those kids. So they went on Facebook so they could see all the pictures of their children who had kids. So these things kind of evolved. And then those kids didn't want to be on Facebook with their parents and grandparents. So they went on to Instagram, right? And then everyone followed, right? And everyone went on to Instagram. And now we got the new generation of kids who started the TikTok trend and then TikTok. And before TikTok, there was Snapchat. There's always the kids are always going to want to rebel, right? So they're always going to go and they're going to find something. These things always evolve. It's impressive how long Facebook and Instagram have, been relevant. But these things constantly change. Like I said, MySpace isn't a thing anymore. So, there's always going to be a new platform and there's always going to be the next thing. And we don't know how long it will last. And we don't know how long some of these will be around and relevant. I believe it was Clubhouse, right, B-Rock? Clubhouse. Clubhouse was big 4 or 5 months ago. What do you think, B-Rock?
I honestly have never heard of Clubhouse.
You never heard of Clubhouse? Or see, they didn't survive at all.
Oh wait, is that like group chat?
Yeah, it's basically an audio app where you can set up a room and have like 10 people in the room, and it's like a podcast, live podcast. You have 10 people in the room. You can decide who gets to talk, or you can have like just me and you talk, and then everyone else who's in the room has to listen. Like there's like different settings, but it basically was an audio app where you had chat rooms. Did you ever have an AOL chat room?
Not an AOL one. No.
You never were in an AOL. All right, so there was AOL chat rooms. Well, yeah, way back in my day, there were AOL chat rooms, and you could go to like, New Jersey, skateboarders, and there would be a bunch of random people in there and they'd be typing away. Same concept, it was all audio. So you can make this room, and it's just you would sit there with it as an audio app. Cool in concept, I guess. It was right. It literally was relevant for like 2 months. Didn't catch on. Didn't really didn't pass the test.
I mean, there's just so many of those apps or services that try to be a sort like a communication app, whether it be
Yeah.
video or audio.
Yeah.
But I think the company that dropped the ball hardest is Skype. When
Oh, yeah?
everything went to Zoom,
True.
when the pandemic hit,
True.
I was like, "What is Zoom? Why don't we use Skype?"
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a school thing.
They
because
slid
when
in
I was
there
taking
real quick.
classes through Zoom, but I was like, "Why aren't we using Skype?" Skype had a chokehold
yeah.
on the video chat game for 20 years.
Really dropped the ball.
And all of a sudden, this new guy Zoom just shows up.
This new guy
nowhere
Zoom.
nowhere to be found. So
This
Skype,
new guy.
Skype, you messed up. You goofed.
So I think we could say biggest loser of 2020, Skype.
It might be. It
Biggest
definitely belongs in the
loser,
conversation.
biggest drop of the ball. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to do a video call with someone in like London or something, like you use Skype. Is what you did. I mean, Facebook is starting to add like these like group video chats and stuff like that. I mean, everyone's trying to they're all stealing from each other. But Skype had it.
Yeah.
Had the championship belt, and totally Zoom came in and
they blew it.
And yeah. Wow. Good point. Good point. We are live here. B-Rock's editing. I'm answering questions. Put a question in the comment section. We'll answer it live. We're not going to stay on that long. So put a question in the comment section. We'll answer it live. But I'm basically giving away all the tips and tricks absolutely free. We run a marketing firm here, a studio, and we help people make content, and we also help them promote it and market it, and we charge people for that. But right now, I'm giving away the farm for free. So if you have a question on how, we can help you, we're answering them absolutely free. We got some emails in here. And also I have a question story set up. So if you go on to Instagram stories, you can ask a question and we'll answer it live for you today, right now. Let's see what else we got here. These questions are all out of order. Can marketing create a need? I like it. Can marketing create a need? Absolutely. Sometimes people don't even know what they need. And marketing can totally, just like we were talking about with Zoom. The pandemic created a need. Zoom fulfilled it, bringing people together, making teams, and be able to do class. You were able to do class in your Zoom call. You'll be able to have marketing meetings in your Zoom call, and life goes on. So marketing not only can fill a void, but it can develop needs. Uber is a good example. There were cabs and taxis before Uber, but Uber marketed to two type of people who were looking for extra work and people who wanted a cab right here, right now. So yes, absolutely, marketing can create a need. Good question. Good question. Which is the best marketing course? I believe the School of Hard Knocks is the best marketing course and social media course. School of Hard Knocks. You gotta start. A lot of people, they don't ever start. They wait for the perfect opportunity, the perfect thing. They have to write a script. It has to be the perfect script. It has to have the perfect background. No, you need to start. Like, people don't care where you are on the journey. They don't care if you just started or you're at the finish line, but they want to be a part of the journey. So if you get on your social media right now and you're like, let's just say you're a lawyer, but now you want to be a life coach or a therapist or whatever, you get on social media right now and say, look, I've lived my life being a lawyer, and it's not bringing me fulfillment. What brings me fulfillment is helping people complete their goals. So now I'm going to be a personal trainer, and you start right now and do that today. Because starting is the hardest part, and people don't care where you at in the journey. They want to be with you along the way for the journey. So start today. Start making Instagram story, put up a post. Start today. That's the best advice I think anyone can give you is, you can't win unless you get going. All right. So on Instagram at Doug Freidman or Undefeated Media, we are answering questions, or you could put it in the comments section and I will answer it live. This is a live 100% podcast. And yeah, just hanging out, giving away the farm. Now, it is funny. The Doug Freidman Show is on Apple, Spotify, iTunes, like it's everywhere. But we've been so busy that we haven't been really keeping up with it. So we just finished a podcast not too long ago, Get Up with Garrett this morning. We had everything set up and I was like, you know what? It's been like legit a year. We're gonna get the podcast going back up again. There's a lot of information and a lot of stuff that we would like to share with you and to help you out. So here we are. And like I said, you can find us at Doug Freidman pretty much everywhere. But if you type in Doug Freidman into the podcast app or Spotify app, you will see the Doug Freidman Show. And this episode, along with other stuff for supplementary value for you to consume for either entertainment or information. Maybe we'll crack a few jokes. Right, B-Rock?
Of course. Always.
All right, nice. He's listening.
I got 1 year out now.
Do you have any jokes for us? You do have a couple sly remarks every once in a while that really crack me up. Do you have anything for us today?
Here's the thing.
You can't be on the spot, right?
My humor is more situational.
Yes.
I feel like
absolutely.
when it comes to jokes, I don't know if I've got any in the back pocket, but
absolutely.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Maybe it's time. Maybe that's a sign. I gotta have a few jokes.
Yeah,
like
maybe have a couple lined up.
Yeah, have a few just to have ready in case
anybody puts me on
the spot. Because everybody always, you're gonna get asked in your life, do you have any jokes? Do you have a good joke?
Yeah.
And
especially like a 5-year-old.
Nobody ever has one.
No one ever has one. Mine are too dirty to say on there.
Yeah.
But yes, no one ever has one.
Maybe
you know
have
who
a
might?
rated G joke, a PG joke,
yes.
PG-13, and
yes.
an R.
Know your audience.
4 jokes. That's all you need. Hang on to them. Hope
you know who might have a joke? He might even be listening. Is Connor.
Connor's got a joke. This guy's he's a comedian.
Yeah. Is Connor even listening?
I'm gonna
get Connor.
You got a joke?
We're looking for a joke here.
We're looking for a joke.
Yeah, see? On the spot. But we are live. See, that's what happens on the live stream. Making some room here. If Connor decides to come in, this microphone is ready for him. But that's what happens when you're live. We put you on the spot. We want to remind you we are live. Like I said, put a question in the comments section and I will answer it live. You could also go onto Instagram. I put up an Instagram story for questions at Doug Freidman, Freidman. I know I spell it differently than everyone else on the planet, but let's see what other questions we got here today. We're talking marketing. We're talking social media. And I'm basically giving away a lot of free info to whoever wants it right now. What do we got here? Is research in marketing important? I don't believe so. I believe you need to test and trial and do things first. Too many people think they need the perfect recipe. They need the perfect post. Like I just said, we literally just said this 2 minutes ago. It doesn't need to be perfect. You got to get started. See what works. Do stuff. I push clients and I tell people to do a podcast. You don't have to have anything scripted. You come into the studio, you talk about what you're an expert in, then we can pull out the clips and make some great social media posts from you just sitting in our studio and having a podcast. So step one, get started. Don't be over analytical with numbers and research. You gotta get started, and don't be so concerned about other people's opinions. You're gonna put out videos, and some people are gonna like them, and some people aren't gonna like them. It's someone's opinion. People have different tastes, and going along with that, like you're not gonna please everyone, and not everyone is gonna be behind your mission. But you want to keep telling your story and what your mission is, because the people who feel the same way and have the same beliefs that you do, are going to love your content and stay with you for the long haul rather than trying to tiptoe around and please everybody, which in the long run might piss off people. The people who are a fan of you, the people that love you, tend to them and they'll be, your ride or die team. So, anything else? Questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section. We'll answer them live. But I think that was a nice little session, especially since we haven't had the podcast live in at least a year. And we have all these tools here in the studio, so why not share some tips and tricks here? We are live on 4 platforms right now. We're live on the Doug Freidman page, on Facebook, on YouTube, and then the Undefeated Media page on Facebook and on YouTube. So 4 streams right now are live across the interwebs for you guys to hang out with us. If you're looking to do a podcast, don't hesitate to let us know, because we can do the same thing for you. We can go live on your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, your YouTube page, all at the same time. We also have ways to connect your Instagram as well, which no one else can do. But yeah, we're just here giving away some free tips and tricks. If you have a question, put it in the comment section right now, and we will answer it live. I'm going to answer 1 or 2 more here. So let's open up the questions. Can social media cause anxiety?
100%.
100%. Absolutely. And it does every day, because people care about what other people think, and they put too much stress and concern on the perfect post and will they like this and did I say the right thing. It's social media. Be social. It's a virtual out day night out at the bar. It's a virtual hangout session. You're there to engage and communicate and be social. It's social media. It's not sales media. We don't call it sales media because you're not just going on there and being like, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. It's not how this works. And that's why businesses get frustrated, because they get on social media and they try to sell a product or a house or a service, and they keep bombarding people with buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. No one wants to be sold. So on social media, I don't have to listen to you say buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. What I do on social media is I just scroll to the next post. And that's what business owners, some generations of the business owners on social media, they don't believe it works because they're just trying to sell people and people aren't listening. What does work is when you provide some type of value, when you provide some type of entertainment, and the real money, the real secret, this is the $1 million secret right now, I'm giving it to you guys for free, is when you combine entertainment and information. You can figure out a way to combine some type of entertaining material with something that's informational. That's the secret. That explodes. That goes viral. And yeah, you can't plan a viral video. You can't script out a viral video. You need to do multiple posts, work really hard for 3 years, and you may come across a video that you make that goes viral. People don't really understand that to be an overnight success, it takes about 3 to 5 years. So get to work, get stuff out there, find out what works, find out what doesn't work. The stuff that works, do more of, try to tweak it. The stuff that's not working, do less of. It's really that simple. But, first things first is you got to start somewhere. You got to do something. I think that's good for episode 2. What do you think, B-Rock?
I think so too.
That was a nice little session.
Yeah.
Answering your questions. We're here to help you. Like I said, we're a full service production and marketing studio. So not only do we help you make high quality content, we have the highest quality video cameras, drones. We got a brand new 6K drones, the highest quality drone you could have. The podcast studio, green screens. Oh, we got a question. We'll answer the question before we go. Ooh, here we go. Rachel asks, how do you stay up to date with the ever evolving media world? Great question. You need to evolve with it. And, you need to do your research and you need to put the time in. So many times I see people get frustrated and quit. There's a new social media platform, TikTok, for example. TikTok's growing super fast. Instead of putting in 5 to 10 hours going on TikTok, making a profile, seeing how other people are using it. They don't even try. Like so many times, so many like people will be like, "Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing TikTok. I'm not doing dances, whatever." It's not that anymore. Before the pandemic, I kid you not, before the pandemic, I had people tell me Facebook is stupid. It's going to be gone in a year. It was before the pandemic. And then 3 weeks into the pandemic, those same people were calling me frantic saying, how do I get on social media? How do I get on Facebook? We can't have a store open. How do I sell my products online? So you need to evolve. If you're the number one listing on Yellow Pages, congratulations. But I don't think that's getting you business in this day and age. So you always have to evolve. You always have to put the time in. And if it was easy, everybody be doing it. And if it's worthwhile, it's not going to be easy. Put that on a t-shirt. So you always need to evolve. And guess what? NFTs are now a thing. If you don't know what NFTs are non-fungible tokens, which means I can own a piece of art digitally that, no one else can, no one else will. For example, if you type in the Mona Lisa onto Google, there's going to be plenty of pictures of the Mona Lisa, but only one person owns the actual Mona Lisa, right? In Fortnite, the kids buy skins. It's just a digital clothing. The kids fight over and they beg their parents for the tokens for Fortnite so they could buy these skins, and they wear outfits in games. It's the same concept. It's digital currency. And guess what? Cryptocurrency is a big thing now too. So these things are ever evolving and changing. And if you haven't figured out social media yet, you're in a rude awakening, because the next level, the next step is going to be 10 times more complicated and aggravating and a learning process and take time and frustrating. It's gonna happen. So if you haven't figured out social media yet, you should get on that. Facebook just renamed their company Meta, because they're putting all their time and effort and resources into the new metaverse, which, guess what, is a virtual world of real estate and hanging out with your buddies in a virtual living room. And we haven't even scratched the surface of this yet, but all these things go hand in hand. NFTs, cryptocurrency, AR, virtual reality, it's the next wave. And not only will you have these virtual reality headset, so you can go somewhere else and do another, like someone else, you can like be in your living room and be in someone's virtual living room, but there's going to be AR glasses. So the real world is be augmented reality. The real world, you'll be in the real world walking down Main Street with your AR goggles on, whatever, and you'll see street signs and neon lights saying come here, shop here, or like, you'll look at someone and their t-shirt will be glowing with a logo on it, because they'll be able to combine the real world and augmented reality. So if anything I just said sounds crazy, yeah, it is. And guess what? If you haven't figured out social media yet, how are you going to level up and evolve to the next type of marketing media? I think that's a great place to wrap it up here. Rachel, that was a great question. So yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or the team at Undefeated Media. That's at Doug Freidman, Freidman, or Undefeated Media. And if you type in my name, Doug Freidman, into iTunes, Spotify, the whole nine, wherever podcasts are, you will find this episode and more, just giving away free content. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we hope the next episode won't come as long as the one before this one. We hope to close the gap in time and bring you more and more value and more content every day. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.